How's it going, neighbors? This is Ed here with etrailer.com, and we're taking a look at the Audi Racks Destination e-bike carrier on the back of our 2023 Audi Q5. The Destination lands at a point where you're getting a lot of really solid features as far as securing your bike to the carrier. You have this loop back here where you generally have a mast that allows you to make adjustments for basically any style frame. Only thing that I noticed is that with the way that the arm reaches across, you're going to want to have to figure out what the best position is for your particular setup, but it does give you the flexibility to make that work however you need. Your capacity is 70 pounds per bike. Your wheelbase is 50 inches, and you can support a wheel up to 29 inches, as small as 20. So it's going to cover a wide range of frame sizes. It is a frame-mounted carrier, so if you have a carbon fiber bike or a bike with a nice paint job, it will make contact to that frame. It's designed to protect your finish, but nonetheless, if you have something really nice or something kind of fragile, anything that makes contact can leave a mark. So something to consider. The positioning on the back of your vehicle pretty much blocks out a lot. Just with one bike, you can see your license plate and your backup camera would be blocked out. A good portion of your tail lights as well. With the lift and rise actually on the carrier, it's blocking out your back window, and so it'll affect your rear view mirror as well. So keep that in mind that you are adding this big bulky carrier to the back of your vehicle along with the bikes, because that will block out your vision. The way that the shank actually has a rise to it and comes out a good amount of distance, that's going to give us the ability to have a lot of clearance with the back of the vehicle. Not quite enough where we can open the hatch on its own due to the width of our handlebars. As far as being able to tilt, this guy actually has an impressive amount of space the way that it moves down. You're going to use your gray handle and untie it, untwist it, and it lays down at a 90-degree angle, almost flat, giving you the most amount of tilt out of any of the carriers I looked at today on the Q5. So that opens up a lot of space to access your cargo area, to put your shoes on before a ride, grab a cooler, whatever. Our bike actually has a removable battery, so that helps reduce the weight. If you had two bikes on here at 70 pounds each, that will make it pretty heavy in this tilted position. So you may want to have a friend assist you to lift this back up just for safety's sake. And then you can just re-secure it using that same knob, and you just twist this guy down. To remove our bike, I generally leave the center mast on first to work as another set of hands, and we're going to have our padded strap here. You're just pressing down on the gray button and releasing the strap from the wheel. We'll reach this way here and do the same on the front. You're going to have two on your front wheel, and they release the exact same way. Just press and pull. You have lockable knobs to secure your bike to the carrier. And from here, you would actually unthread your clamp to remove your bike from the carrier. The included ramp comes out to 48 inches. You just use the knob here to extend your ramp. You can fasten it down. Best thing about this ramp is the fact that it is a lot wider, but it's very directed as far as the path of the ramp. Versus the Yakima on-ramp, where the pro is with that one, you can stow it onto the carrier, where this one you're going to have to put in your vehicle. But the ramp is a lot sturdier and more substantial to make it easier to remove your e-bike. You're just going to take this oval shape and pair it up at the end of your carrier cradle. As far as the orientation of your bike, it is specific as far as where the ramp will mount. It will only mount to the rear wheel cradle, so just keep in mind when you pull into your campsite or parking space that you have space to take advantage of your ramp. And we're going to take our clamp off the rest of the way that was stabilizing our bike. And we're just going to guide it down the ramp. We're just gonna secure our straps, keep those guys out of our way. And see how close we come to the vehicle. Seems that we have a pretty good space between the vehicle itself. As far as a measurement, we're right at 8 inches away from the bumper at the closest point, and the point furthest away right at 32.5. As far as ground clearance, right at 16 inches at the lowest point of the carrier. And just keep in mind that if you have heavier bikes, when your suspension settles, that's actually going to lower your, your ground clearance. So just be aware of what you have on the back of your vehicle. Take note that with the outside arm, it comes pretty close to your vehicle, but you can swing it around completely without making any contact. So it gives you a lot of room. So if you need to take your arm over the bike or even under in order to make your connection, you absolutely can. So to put your carrier into the stowaway mode, you're gonna pull the strap here and then release the quick release handle and do the same on the other side. And that allows it to collapse over. Let me give this a little bit of a, there you are, a little turn to loosen it up. And we can lock these guys back down. And the rubber straps help keep the clamps in place so you don't have any surprises as far as your carrier popping up on you. All right, and with the mast pulled down, you can pull your pin on the shank and fold it in to the back of your the back of your vehicle. Folded up in the stowaway position, we are 6.5 inches away from the bumper with plenty of clearance. You are almost completely blocking out your license plate. I'm 100% certain that you're gonna see a lot of your carrier and your backup camera, and your tail lights are a little bit blocked. As far as your back window, you do pick up some visibility. I doubt if you would be able to see much of the top of your carrier, but it's still something to keep in mind on the back of your vehicle. And let's see how much more we reduced. And in the stowaway position, you're about 15 inches overall. And as far as your drop, stays the same right there from the handle. Your anti-rattle lever here is basically a bolt that has a loop on the other end right at your pin. Essentially, it wraps around and pulls down to relieve any of the slop that's in the receiver to stabilize the carrier entirely. The receiver shank is 2" by 2" to go into your 2" by 2" receiver that's comes with the pin that's locked and keyed to the same lock on your clamps that hold the frame. When it comes to e-bike carriers, I think this guy is a solid one just based on the weight capacity and how versatile the frame mount clamp is as far as working with many types of bikes. There are others that I think are a little bit smoother to use. For one, the Yakima on-ramp I think is a lot easier as far as being user-friendly, but the ramp on that guy is a lot more narrow. So, it's kind of a trade-off as far as being able to stow away your ramp in your vehicle or being able to stow it on the carrier itself. Another option is the Thule Easy Fold. That's a solid foldable carrier that's very similar in design to this one. So both are options on etrailer.com. And if you have questions, feel free to call our customer service number. So this has been Ed with etrailer.com, taking a look at the Hollywood Racks Destination e-bike carrier on our 2023 Audi Q5.